Hope lives where God dwells. When you place your hope in God, darkness loses its power. There are moments in life when everything feels dark, when the road ahead seems uncertain, when prayers feel unanswered, and when the weight of life seems too heavy to carry. In those moments, it's easy to lose hope, to believe that the light will never return. But remember this: hope doesn't disappear. It just hides, waiting for you to turn back to God. Because where God dwells, hope lives. And where there is hope, darkness has no power. Hope is not simply wishing that things will get better. Hope is believing that even when you can't see the way, God is still working behind the scenes. He is shaping the pieces of your story in ways you may not understand today. But someday you will look back and see His fingerprints everywhere. When you invite God into your heart, He brings light into your shadows. He reminds you that even the longest night cannot stop the sunrise. In the Bible, we see people who walked through darkness but never lost hope because they knew God was with them. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own brothers, then imprisoned for years. But he kept believing, and in time, God lifted him higher than he could have ever imagined. Job lost everything: his home, his health, his family. Yet he said, "I know that my Redeemer lives." That is hope. Hope that refuses to die even when the heart is broken. And then there was David, hiding in caves, surrounded by enemies, still writing psalms of praise. He said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Because David knew one truth: darkness cannot stay where God is present. You see, hope doesn't mean you won't cry. It doesn't mean you won't fall. Hope means that even when you fall, you get back up because you know God's hand is there to lift you. When the world says, "Give up," hope whispers, "Hold on, God is not finished yet." You might be walking through storms right now, through illness, loneliness, loss, or disappointment. Maybe you've been praying for a long time and nothing seems to change. But I want to remind you, God's silence is not His absence. Even in the silence, He is near. Even in your waiting, He is working. And even in your tears, He is gathering strength within you. Hope that comes from God is not fragile. It's not based on circumstances, money, or people. It is anchored in something eternal, in the unchanging love of God. When your hope is in Him, storms can come, but they cannot destroy you. Pain can visit, but it cannot define you. Darkness can surround you, but it cannot overcome you. Because where God dwells, hope lives. Look at the cross, a symbol of suffering and death. And yet it became the greatest symbol of hope in human history. That's what God does. He takes what looks like defeat and turns it into victory. He takes pain and transforms it into purpose. If He could bring life out of the grave, He can bring light out of your darkness. So, when you feel like giving up, remember, the same God who hung the stars in the sky knows your name. The same God who calms the seas can calm your heart. And the same God who raised Jesus from the dead can breathe new life into your broken spirit. Hope doesn't come from looking at how big your problems are. It comes from remembering how big your God is. Maybe today you just need to whisper a small prayer. God, I don't understand everything that's happening, but I choose to trust You. I choose to place my hope in You. That simple prayer can open the door for peace to enter your heart again. Because hope isn't found in the absence of pain. Hope is found in the presence of God. So keep believing, keep praying, keep trusting. Even when you can't see the light, walk toward it. Because no matter how dark the night gets, the dawn always comes. And in that first light, you'll realize God was with you all along. He never left. He never stopped loving you. Hope lives where God dwells. And as long as He lives in you, hope will never die.